The Zudes are under attack this episode,
Yeah.
bro. We're just being berated by the shit that's going on.
I know.
There's fucking dogs with fucking herpes pox and fucking dead sex dolls that Andrew Tate killed in Thailand.
I think it's possible. I think
And
that was
Sam
him.
Harris was there too.
Yeah.
Sam Harris and Andrew Tate killed the sex doll from earlier.
Sam Hyde was there.
Sam Hyde and Trump.
He can't keep getting away with this.
I can't tell which of the two has the more like psychotic eyes going for him.
This
Because
guy's
Andrew
pretty
Tate, he always looks like he's looking at you like he's telling a joke, but then he will never ever fucking break character to the point where I think he like looked himself in the mirror one time and like got caught in a feedback loop, and now he can't break character.
stuck, yeah.
he's stuck forever. Versus this guy is just he smells his own farts. Like,
Dude, this guy
Yeah.
takes bong hits of his own farts.
Yeah. It's sad because, man, like, okay. So,
gross.
so I mean, you guys know. I don't know. Maybe I'm very susceptible to these influencer trends or whatever. I don't know, because like I was never
a lonely young white
a
male
young-
with no
what I'm
male, with
saying.
a
I was
lack of
like-
male guidance.
I'm like, he's got a point now.
I'm just
What was I
kidding.
gonna say? Like, definitely, like back in like 2010, 2011, when all the like new atheist movement was kind of taking off, Reddit atheism.
the explicit reason why I stopped using Reddit as a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys remember that. Yeah, there was like these like 3 or 4 guys. There was like Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens, which I liked him the most out of all of them, honestly. R.I.P. And then who else was there? I don't know, there's some other people. They're the 4 horsemen. Fuck, I forget. Anyways, but they took off, and then like Sam Harris is like this neurobiology guy, and he did all these things. I remember he had some really interesting stuff about like, it's like, oh, is free will really real or not? And he kind of like was like arguing that it's not, like, or like that things are like predetermined or in more of a way. I'm like dumbing it down like a million times, but
They are.
Yeah.
but like, so like he has a lot of good shit to say, and so he used to be like the big, kind of hero of the left in the way that he was like the very like anti. Well, it's funny because like you're like, I'm atheist, I'm anti-religion. The left's like, yeah, yes, and then like, but then you're like, that includes Islam, and then they're like, how dare you?
I think the funny thing about the left is they subscribe really easy to people like this guy who suffer from delusions of grandeur so easily.
Yeah. This is a different type of like narcissist.
Yeah, this is like
the other side.
This is
of
like
it, you know what I mean?
atheist Andrew Tate, bro.
The other side of the same coin.
I think atheism in general is kind of like a delusion of grandeur where people are like, no, I know the fucking truth and I know the answer to the universe. There's no God.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
fucking stupid if you think there's a God.
Okay, well here, like in slight defense of it, 'cause I'm like, I guess I still consider myself like agnostic or whatever, but the way that it was explained, I forget who said it. It's probably fucking Dawkins or one of these fucking guys that is like you can be like agnostic and gnostic, like the opposite of agnostic, are one category, and then there's atheist and theist. So like most people wouldn't call themselves it, but like your average theist is really an agnostic theist. Like unless they're like really like hardcore true believer, right?
Yeah.
They're like if you put a fucking gun to their head, like they're like just like, do you know if God's real or not? They're gonna be like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, I hope. They're like, I hope.
Right answer, basically.
I hope. Right. Like you could be an agnostic theist or you could be an agnostic atheist. But then there's people that are like Sam, who's like Gnostic atheist, and then there's people like Westboro Baptist Church level that are like Gnostic theists.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
are like 100% fucking certain.
They'll
which
like-
it's like you can't really be
They'll
certain.
take
but-
life if it comes to putting something into conflict with their ideals. They will,
Right,
they
exactly.
will-
Crazy
So-
motherfucker.
They'll do what their
like,
God wants them to.
To me, I guess like I used to say like agnostic atheist. I don't even know anymore. I just say agnostic at this point because I'm like, I don't know. I kind of don't care, and I'm open to things, but at this point, so it's crazy, man, because like he was always known as like this big like logic and facts guy, and it's like, but man, there's certain people like and that have just been like his brain has been melted by Donald Trump, it seems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't get a lot of logic and facts when you like pull your own turd out of the toilet, take a nice big whiff, and think that smells and tastes delicious.
And but here's what I'll say in defense of some like I'll defend Andrew Tate and like Trump and like Alex Jones, right? Or like
Man, you're really on fire today.
I'm on fire today because
You're letting
here's
your heritage shine.
dude. Here's the here's the thing. Like it's like you might you might disagree with a lot of the shit that like Andrew Tate would say, which I would agree. Like I also disagree with a lot of the shit he says, but what he but he breaks other people's brains and makes them like short circuit, and then they expose themselves for how stupid they really are too. Where it's like Trump kind of does the same thing, and I think Trump did that to Sam Harris.
I don't know that that's inherently a good thing because, as we can see, it breaks people and then they don't get unbroken.
True, but were they ever legit, or did they just not not let it show?
Maybe
It does
maybe that
cause
was the point of no return for them, where now it's like they have to fucking somehow justify everything based around this fucking worldview to like be okay being alive, like
Right? Okay, so let's watch this little clip here.
yeah.
This is from Trigonometry, great podcast, a lot better than ours.
Oh yeah, no, there no
The
one
IDW,
has
the
clean hands
intra-dick
here.
weapons.
But at the 11th hour, when who knows how this election's going to go, who knows what the capacity for disinformation at the last minute to tip the balance is. Then what do you do with the Hunter Biden laptop story? When we already know, we know how this played out in 2016.
I love how the dude on the left is already like, this is fucking sus. What are you going? What's
the
your
glasses on?
where's the end of
They
this?
both look terrified, bro.
Well, dude, but that's the thing because both of these guys, I haven't watched like the full episode of this yet, which I want to, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stomach it, to be honest, because it's like I kind of feel like them, where I'm like, this is the face of like two guys who like brought this guy on the show because they respect him,
Yeah.
and then they're just like each question they're like,
Never meet your heroes, bro.
oh yikes, like they're
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
Sam, oh
Yeah.
no, but
yeah, no.
so basically
You can see the concern in his
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
He's
like,
like,
fucking
"Oh,
horrified, bro.
email.
It really is a horror
press
story, bro.
conference Where Comey, in an abundance of scrupulosity, felt like he had to
Great
come
word.
before the cameras.
I do like, see, and this is like the type of thing where it's like he's the
Great
other
word.
type of like intellectual where it's like, oh, he's so fucking smart. He says scrupulosity. Like,
Yeah.
Scruples. Yeah.
Scruples?
Okay. All right.
It's not a real word.
I guess it is.
Scrupulosity.
Scrupulous.
Scrupulous is a word.
Scrupulosity.
That's not a word though.
Scrupulousness.
Scrupulous.
Yes, that would be.
What's the difference? Scrupulosity.
Well, one is you
Scrupulopus.
can't add osity as a suffix to just anything. It doesn't.
Scrupulophility kavlifa lifa kissalitica.
Can you name one other word that
I'm
ends in
speaking in tongues
osity
right
at the
now,
end?
I'm Andrew Tate broke my brain, bro. So now I'm talking in kaflifala.
Okay.
Andrew Tate broke my ability to have erections.
Oh my god, it's going around town.
He's like, damn. He's like, now you gotta buy my new fucking male supplement to get your dick back.
Supple being the key word.
Yeah, supple.
All right, let's see what hey, he kind of looks like you, bro. You kind of
Like me?
No, you should do a skit where like do a skit where you play him.
Where he plays Sam Harris.
You'll be
Yo.
like, I don't care if, and just like let him like have him
Dude,
get
yeah.
worse and worse.
Okay,
All right,
let's get
let's
to the meat here.
10 days out from the election and say, we're going to open up this investigation again because we've got Anthony Weiner's laptop.
R.I.P.
We could see, I mean, again, her failure to become president was overdetermined. She was an appallingly bad candidate. But in terms of just tracking the poll numbers, you could, like, that was the killing blow to her candidacy, right? That final moment. And this was a highly analogous situation. We're going to open up this laptop from hell, and the news cycle for who knows how long is going to be just conceivably just a nuclear bomb of an October surprise. And
You put the 2-minute thing on it.
Oh shit,
Well,
Dang it. Okay, well that's not the clip.
that's all good.
whatever.
Okay,
See if we
whatever.
can,
Well, let's
see
keep.
if we can find it here.
Can you like skip forward?
That's a fucking long ass.
That's why I was like, don't put the end marker on it. Fuck. God damn it. Or play. Or wait.
33, 35. It ended right around here.
who knows how long is going to be just conceivably just a nuclear
Giant
bomb.
cock.
Yeah, right here.
October surprise, and we're.
You fucking bitch.
Oh yeah, no, there no.
Oh
one
yeah, yeah,
has
yeah,
been-
yeah, yeah. No, yeah,
It
yeah. Okay.
is the law. It is, if it is the public square, then it is law. Now, you're arguing it's not the public square, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Right? That's fine.
Yeah,
Look,
no.
why don't we move on? Because I think we've done enough.
Yeah,
on
sure.
Trump.
Yeah,
He's
of
sucked
course.
up a lot of it.
He's got a habit of doing that.
Yeah, no, but I'll just say, just finally, I do, again, it's like a coin toss for me, the Hunter Biden laptop thing, because I do understand how corrosive it is for an institution like the New York Times to show obvious bias and inconsistency and dishonesty in how it's like they couldn't even frame it honestly. It's not like it's like the way I would frame it is, listen, I don't care what's in Hunter Biden's. I mean, Hunter Biden at that point, Hunter Biden literally could have had the corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared. It's like there's nothing.
Put that on a T-shirt.
First of all, it's Hunter Biden, right? It's not Joe Biden.
So bad.
But even if Joe, whatever
Even if
scope
Joe
of Joe
Biden-
Biden's corruption is, like if we could just go down that rabbit hole endlessly and understand that he's getting kickbacks from Hunter Biden's deals in Ukraine or wherever else, right, or China,
Damn.
it is infinitesimal compared to the corruption we know Trump is involved in. It's like a firefly to the sun, right? I mean, like there's just
Jesus Christ.
It doesn't even.
Oh,
stack
God,
up
can
against
we-
Trump
Crazy, right?
University.
Oh,
That's
man,
such a
hold on,
fr-
No,
that's such a freaking
Oh, fuck.
that's such a fruity little
that's
such a-
basically the
such a
fruity
fruity
metaphor.
little metaphor right there.
Dude,
It's like a
I
firefly
know.
to the sun.
Dude,
Like-
it's like, well, because it's like, he's like,
Try-
yeah. He's
try
like,
to
yeah.
sound scientific and shit. Like
It's crazy,
Dude,
because like he
fucking-
knows exactly why what he's saying is like bullshit, but he's like, but Orange Man.
he's like, dude,
at the,
no,
at the
it's,
end
it's
of every
just,
argument is like, but
well,
Orange
he
Man.
doesn't even like. He's literally saying that like the public doesn't deserve to know that happened, and they should have known. And a lot of people are like, "What the fuck?" You know, like now that they know, and now they know it's real and stuff.
Okay, I think later in the video he goes on to describe the Trump's presidency as in like all the crimes related to the Biden admin are acceptable and justifiable because they were done in response to what equates to a meteor coming towards Earth.
Oh,
right,
yeah. He said that. Yeah,
It's like he just watched.
he
Don't
just
Look
watched
Up.
Don't Look Up,
Yeah.
bro, and he's all like, "Wow,
So exactly
what a
got it,
film."
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, "What a piece of cinema."
my
That's
God.
going. If we show aliens movies, I'm gonna show them Don't Look Up.
I thought it was brilliant.
It was an all right. It was all right.
It was like, dude, that was like a
fucking- it
6.5.
was like- yeah, it was
no,
like a five.
you know,
Five
the,
for
the
me,
worst
yeah.
part about Don't Look Up is that it neutered itself. It should have gone ham. It
Yeah.
should have been like South Park level
Right.
ham, like just people banging each other and like smoking crack and like fucking like they should have just said fuck it and had aliens or something, you know, like
The
just
whole
gone
thing should have
all
been
out.
a fucking Matrix Zion scene where they're just partying and fucking and doing drugs. all
Yeah,
in
there
this
definitely should have
giant
been more
underground
lizard
cave.
people jokes, like you know what I mean. But they were fucking just
No, they're
like,
scared.
It's such the like libtard version, bro.
Well, and it's crazy, and it's like it's almost like why like this shit with Sam Harris. Like I haven't even really paid that much attention to him for a while, you know. But I like every time I see him come up, I'm like, oh, okay, he's like a smart guy or whatever. But like, man, it's like this is almost like it's like almost worse to me than Andrew Tate because it's like, yo, people actually like trusted this guy to be like a genuinely smart guy, and he's like super credentialed and like has written a bunch of books and done all this stuff, and then it's just like, but people are like, well, like yeah, but like, dude, it's so bad where it's just like. You can't be because he used to be part of the intellectual dark web, which was
Yeah.
like this fucking goofy ass group with like he was like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan
my
got
God.
roped into it. Joe Rogan's like, I don't know
What
about
the
all this shit.
fuck,
Fucking
bro?
point.
Intellectual
No,
dark
it's because
web.
what it was you
That
never heard
sounds
about
like
the
the fucking-
IDW, dude?
That sounds like fucking like the trench coat mafia of like the modern age, bro.
Low key.
It sounds like the fucking these fools were played Postal together online.
Yeah. Well, because it was one of the other like science fools. It was like Brett Weinstein or what? Or no,
Whoa,
Eric
bro.
Weinstein,
You got the
whatever.
fucking Weinstein twins,
And then-
bro.
yeah.
Getting
and then
double whammied.
He
on
like
the
one
dark
of those
web.
guys. Yeah, one of those
Double
guys
whammied
invented
by the
intellectual
dark web by the double Weinstein
Duo.
duo.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn. I think dudes like Sam Harris though are intelligent but not smart, and dudes like Andrew Tate are smart but not intelligent.
I think that's a fair way to put it, dude. Because
Smart
it's
but
like,
not intelligent.
Yeah, where he
Because
got like the
you-
street smarts or whatever. He's got the hustle.
Yeah.
And then if you put Sam Harris out there, it's like he does shit like the intellectual dark web, which is clearly just fucking gay from the get go.
he didn't invent the term. Like,
No, I doubt.
It's like
But he
into
was-
the club.
it's too
just,
late.
just joining it, yeah.
Well, he didn't really join it. Like, that's the thing is like, it was like one of the Weinstein brothers was like, he's like, I have an idea for the new, let's be a band of whatever. And then he's
Tried to
like,
start the
Band
Illuminati.
of right-wing
No,
Illuminati to subvert culture in favor of conservative religious dogma, and that's what's his name?
Well,
Who's
that's
that?
why
What's
they
the-
have Sam Harris
That's what I'm
and
saying. That's why
Leftist
Sam
atheists.
Harris is at a war against
No, exactly.
Ben Shapiro. Because
Yeah.
if you get the Christians and the Jews to get along,
God.
buddy, you're in for a whammy. Say goodbye, sayonara to abortions, gay marriage, satanic worship, Wicca, monkeypox, Wicca, sunning. No more
No
showing
more
your butthole
no
to
more
the
sunning
sun.
your butthole.
This is the future the conservative right wants, and we have to prevent it
God.
by any means necessary, even if it means Hunter Biden has. I'm sorry. I'm so passionate.
Just passionate.
Is
He's
how much we
getting-
need to stop
we're getting-
the intellectual dark web needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
Apparently not
Well,
as
they-
passionate about Sam Harris's fascination with fucking children in basements.
Bro, he
Well,
went
that's the
ham.
thing.
I just saw the fucking what's it called too? The black phone was all about like a kidnapper kidnapping all the kids on the block.
I finally saw the trailer for that, by the way.
Dude, it was a pretty good movie, but this fool's crazy. Like that movie was fucked up. Like like it's like it's some fucked up ass like shit. Like and you're like, wow, like that's even worse than what like that's like arguably just as like
Right.
that's pretty much what was on there. Like just as bad. Like
Yeah, but it's okay. But essentially, like the takeaway from this from me is like Sam Harris and like all these other guys pretend to be like free speech. Yeah, we gotta have open dialogue, open discourse, all this stuff. But then at the same time, he's like, well, it's fine from a what's it called, like a consequentialist sort of point of view to be like, well, the ends justify the means because if
That's not- that's-
if they censor what I want them to censor, then that's good.
that's not pro democracy. Like
No, exactly,
Like you're
too.
straight up saying that you were fine with this conspiracy that happened. Like that's
Yeah.
like basically all he said.
Because it was more
Like,
important.
evil. Like I was
That's
saying
not
on the
cool,
last
like-
episode, it's literally like taking a curiosity to an nth degree to where it becomes literally fucking evil, where you're like
'Cause-
Yeah.
okay.
blinded by the actions that you're taking.
You,
Like,
you know what too though is like a lot of people are like, oh, like the Russian collusion with the Trump election. It's like, look, there was no like direct Russian collusion, but it's like there was the whole thing where it's all like the fucking internet got flooded by people who were hustling and being contracted out by people. Like, yeah, a ton of
like
that was
AI bots and all that
AI
stuff,
bots
the
and shit
troll
like that
farms.
to
That
like
was real,
to
but that
like
was a different
fucking
thing.
spread the campaign and stuff. Like that was a whole thing too, and that's like a new use of technology that was wild, but it's nowhere near as bad as like, yo, they totally censored a story about the fucking president's son who's been out of control for years.
Right.
Well, like,
and then the way he like writes it off as being like, oh, well, it's not Joe Biden, it's Hunter Biden. It's like, oh yeah, you think of Don Jr. or Eric Trump or like whatever, Ivanka or whatever. They were like
Well,
giving,
it's like you're-
like,
you're-
well, everybody knows
president-
that the Trumps, that's a family crime business, you know.
right. Whereas the Bidens is not a family
Yeah,
crime
totally
business
not.
syndicate. No, I mean
The
no.
politicians.
It's 'cause
All
Obama's
these
black.
people. I mean, but yeah,
That's
it's like
it.
the Bidens, the Obamas, the Bushes, the fucking Clintons. They're all a
see,
bunch
here's
of
the thing.
crime
Here's the
families.
thing. Biden, bro. Biden. He's like, wait, I got it right here. Hold on, where is it? And he's all like, it's my black card. And it's all like crinkled up and shit, you know. And it's like the Obama's all smudged out, you know. He's like, come on, man. It's like it says this expires when you're no longer vice president. He's like, I'm president now. He's all like, that doesn't renew it. Like he's like, if it actually you get this card, it's like a fucking like fascist stamp card. It's like, you get at least two of these.
Damn.
It's like, you know, it's like an Emperor Biden fucking like stamp.
Yeah, you trade the fucking black card for the 2 free carpet bombs.
Oh my god. There you go. He's like, all right, I'll take it. Like,
That's acceptable to me.
I know. He's like, you get 2 drone strikes before we tell the news.
It's pretty good. But yeah, man, and it's like Sam Harris just kept trying to like defend himself over this on Twitter, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And you're like, dude, just
let's
shut
pull
up,
up Sam
man.
Harris. Even though this is
Yeah,
him
yeah.
on screen. Look at that fucking face. He looks
so
like
smug.
He looks like, remember on how there was the new Doctor Strange? There was fucking Reed Richards was on there, and it was Jim from The Office.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it looks
He
like
does look
he
like
looks
that.
like that. So it's imagine fucking he's like against Wanda, and he's all like, Wanda, you have no power here. Blah blah blah. I'm fucking science man.
Yeah.
And,
In this
bro,
universe, there is no.
He's
God.
he's like,
Checkmate.
I don't care if Wanda has kids cut up in her basement. She's the Scarlet Witch, and she's not gonna leave here.
This is, I got to appreciate though the thumbnail, because that facial expression is just so open-ended. He could be explaining anything, like if you shit into a condom and put it in the freezer and then stick it up your ass once it's frozen, you'll come way harder, dude.
That's the old,
saying that.
what's that called? That's the
He
old,
could
the old, what's it called? Minnesota mudsled, you know?
Is that the one?
Okay, no, I just made that.
But
up.
this type of attitude, this type of behavior is like what led me away, like for a large part, from like all the like atheism shit, where I'm just like, oh, these guys don't have any fucking moral framework. Like they pretend like they do. They're like, I don't need God to have a moral framework, and it's like, well, you need something
Okay,
other than
no,
just
no.
whatever the flavor of the
Yeah,
weak political take is.
I think to have a true moral integrity and moral framework, you need to not be fucking delusional.
Yeah.
Like, that's what atheism and the correlation between
look-
the immorality comes from, is because these guys have this fucking absolutist sense of delusion that
It's
it's permanently
crazy.
like stuck in their head.
Well, here's another thing too, is that it's like he's playing it totally straight on this podcast over here. We're goofing, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a comedy podcast to begin with. This seems like a very like, you know, and I'm sure they're fucking, you know, like, you know, these. I'm sure they're funny too, but like, yeah, you know, he's playing this totally straight. Like, he's not like, he's like, no, he's like giving like a real, he's like from the heart, being like, you know, I don't really care what was on that, you
Right.
know, because
And I know
this
he's,
was
like-
more important. Like, I know he's trying to be edgy
He's, like,
too. He's trying to be
make
edgy.
edgy comparison on purpose, but it's like,
Yeah.
dude, it just totally fell flat. I'm like,
Yeah,
holy
it's
shit.
just like, Jesus Christ, bro, come on, like, just read the room. Like, it's not like that
together.
kind of
It's like,
fucking.
it's just bad on a matter of principle, and it's not bad on a matter of principle if Hunter Biden possibly maybe had children in his basement.
No,
So-
exactly, and it's like, so it's like, what exactly did Trump do in his estimation that's like worse than
Nobody
I
can
mean,
tell
and
you.
it's not just the Hunter Biden laptop stuff. I mean, that's just like the fucking tip of the iceberg. I mean, the fact that it's like that there was all these deals going on with Hunter Biden and the Ukrainian gas company, and it's like, wow, what a coinkydink! Like, U.S. is now sending $80 billion or whatever in fucking, you know, foreign aid to Ukraine. It's like, oh, gee, what a coincidence. And he's doing all these things with gas companies in China, too.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what Sam Harris even said. And he's like, doesn't matter. It's like, what? It's like, because he knew that, like, that could have changed the course of the election.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Which it
like-
literally could have.
And that's like,
remember when Twitter, like, they made it so you could not post the link to the New York Post
yeah, that was crazy,
for, like,
man.
weeks. They wouldn't
This
let
is
you
the
post
kind of
story.
shit that forces the universe to create more Mandela effects. It's like
Yeah,
his
it's definitely
entire
like-
existence hinges around this one point in history where things did not go the way he thought they should.
Right.
And now he's spending the rest of his fucking life trying to justify it. Like,
Dude, fucking,
sad.
like,
It's sad.
definitely thinks he's Reed Richards, bro. I'll say that for sure, bro.
Yeah.
He spaghettied himself on this fucking this fucking video, you know? Remember Reed Richards got spaghetti
Wait.
on Doctor Strange?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so F this fool.